Hi guys, welcome to another weekly market analysis, but it's only going to be on the euro, and I'll touch on the gold just to see what's going on. Right, Friday I took one loss. I left it alone because it's Friday and market's not doing what I think it should be doing. So I've not done any trading really after I took a loss, a small loss. But let's have a little look what we can trade on the euro, because there's no major pattern on the higher time frame that I can see here on the monthly, except just to keep looking for shorts until the end of the month. This could potentially reverse as we look on the weekly. This is last week's closed candle, so let's enlarge this. So these are the red candles. We've got inside candles at the moment, so there is a pattern or some form of range going on here, and also at the bottom here, something going on in this area that we'll have a little look to see if there's a swing trade of some description. But with the inside candles, we have to be aware there's accumulation now on the big weekly / monthly, and the monthly candle is normally represented by the daily trend and the weekly by the 240 and so forth. So let's have a look at the daily. I'll just reduce these a little bit now. So what we've got, let's put in the trend line. Let's do the see what the candlesticks are doing on that monthly. It is now closing above. This is what we had. I was hoping last week to short and we would get a bit of a move down here, a bigger profit target. That never happened. That's fine. Let's reanalyze and look what opportunities we might get. I believe we're probably only going to get some smaller day trades during the week, because we're in a higher time frame accumulation on that weekly, and potentially that monthly, if we go back to the monthly, may well be an inside candle close. We don't know. Meanwhile, we may have a strong drop and be a monthly down red candle close. So only looking ahead the possibilities if price goes one way or the other, or it might just be an inside monthly candle or potential green monthly candle starting to break whatever's happening on this inside weekly candles. So there's the daily. Let me update that trend line. I have to keep updating this before the market's open. So there's that daily downtrend line. Let me refresh, and let's have a look at the supply and demand. So we've got the most recent supply level was here. We're expecting a potential fake out, but it didn't complete to the target, and I've been stopped out at 50%, which is about a 7.5, nearly 8 to 1 trade. I was happy with that, with the trade management. But this tells me, it's always giving me some information that if price did fake here and reach target, fake here and reach target, fake here with a close above but a bit more strength to it, not reach the target, then there's something changing in that timing. So let's just analyze these patterns, and I can see we've got that because of the fact we never reached the target and price has retraced to the outside of that trend line. And the pattern we've got, nearest point, pivot point I can do on the daily is this. And the reason why I'm drawing that in now strongly, even though I did that last week, is because we've also got a little bit of a rejection week on that daily. So where it goes now, so we've got a pivot here because of the daily close here. So where we go from here is potential breakout. Now the question is it going to, and let me get my drawing tool up quickly, is it going to break to the upside, to the downside? Is it going to fake to the upside and reverse, or fake to the downside and reverse? That is the question. So we could have the potential break and start to push higher, and the same for, I'd rather go with the break to the downside, but if you're an aggressive trader, then this might be the potential start for the big move up, potentially. So at this moment, the only thing we can lean on is potentially a short somewhere down to here. Okay, it's still under play for this short. This might happen, this might do this, and then boom, break, or break that way, or fake. We don't know what's going to happen. I have to read these two price movements as it happens, because it's always information in those candles. So right now, markets might open we'll have to see what happens, but tomorrow's when I'm going to start trading if I'm day trading. So I'm not going to do nothing tonight. I'm just going to have to wait till tomorrow, and it's either going to have a nice be pushing up into this area, which is still the top end of this potential fake out area. And if we look from the downside, since we broke higher, we had a level here, but that's diddling in the middle, or we're going to reach these lows, so it'll be a fake to here to bounce up higher. That's what the potential moves can be. And the only information that I can see now is to, like I said, is to short this area. That's all I can see. But I want to see tomorrow if we range here during the night, something like that, then this little break here will then be my day trade down to here. That's all I can see for day trading. Anything outside of that, if you want to manage it aggressively, see if we break and continue, great, because this will be the direction that I'm looking at. And if that happens all week, we end up with daily down candles. We might end up with the close below here on the monthly and the weekly. So if we come back to the higher time frames, what would that look like? On the weekly will be a red close candle down here breaking those lows, so that could be a big move down, and then that will be the end of the month, which means this will be a red down candle starting for the big move, starting for plenty of room down to these sort of areas. Okay, we've got to be careful of this lower level because we did take out supply, but this is target areas down these sort of lows. So let's have a look what we'll expect on the lower time frame. Now we've got the high time frame done. Let me draw in from this pivot high, because this was what the daily trend line is. And we need another trend line down here. So this is that wedge range that I'm looking at. I'd want to be taking targets down here because I'm expecting the pattern to play out to here. Okay, first target can be here, second target can be here, and third target can be here, and you could still hold a bit to go lower, possibly, if you're starting to move into this break and fake area. So let's observe, let's try and get some confirmation style trades going on in this area. And if we look at what's going on up here, and we've pulled back, we've not made a newer high, so I cannot really draw that trend line on this 240. Okay, I cannot do that. I don't know what the hell happened there. There we go. We cannot draw it on this. I know I've got targets here, and let me put this potential target there as 1 and 2. This is for day trading, scaling out. Let's have a look at the 60. Right, we got this move. This is the nearest area of supply, and the target is going to be slightly above the meat of that. Demand here. Sorry, this area of demand. Target is slightly above that meat of the demand. And since we've broken here, we've got this accumulation that's going on the 60. That's what we can see because we're bouncing. There's a little downtrend here. Then there's a double bottom, which already completed to target, and now we're looking to short. So now we're up in this area. I'm going to watch what's going on here for my day trading, and we need to wait till tomorrow really, because this might bounce around, and then I'll reanalyze that and post it in the Discord group. But right now, if you was trading this evening, we can't draw from here because we never made a newer high since here, but I can draw that. And the reason why, from here, we made a high, we pulled back, made a high, pulled back and made a high, which will be more easily shown on the 15. So you can see I'm waiting for some kind of confirmation in this area to short and start my day trading, because I've got a target here and a target here. So I've got room of 19, 20 pips, possibly a 50 pip move. That's very good to try and day trade. So when the market's open here and it is through the night, definitely if there's some nice structure, they might be able to get in some form of trade to short before tomorrow opens to reach here and here. The problem is in the day when the London session opens, you might get volatility stopped out even though it reaches these targets. That's why I like to wake up in the morning, assess what's going on and find where I can get in. Even if I've missed an extreme area, I'm looking for ways to join on a 1 minute to reach these targets. So that's all I see at the moment. There is a level of demand here, rally-based rally, which is where price is bouncing from. Rally-based rally, but we're starting to accumulate, so that's basically a chart pattern, which will be some like of 60-minute inside candles, which we can see have been closing here. And the extreme is up here, but that's too aggressive for me. I want to see a break of some form of structure. It's if we make a new high, which I'm hoping we do. So this is what I'm hoping to happen during the night. We mess about here and we make a new high. So it'll be something like this. It could drop down like this, come back up here, do this, do that, maybe, and then boom, and then we break that trend line. And then I'm looking for double tops. My stop will be above here, because if I'm stopped out, we're moving into fake out. That could go a hell of a long way. It could even be breakout to the upside. So I just want to be out here. So I'll be looking for some kind of pullback. And if I do an ABE and I enter here, if we're quite close to this target, my stop would only be above a high there. If we're quite high, I'm going to keep my stop here, looking at this as approximately a 2 to 1, and then maybe a 5 to 1 down to here. But when we take off 50% of the position and leave the other 50 on, overall it might only be a 3.5 to 1 trade. But that's how I'm looking at the day trading opportunity. So that will be the euro done. Let's move on to gold. Start from the top. I'll leave these levels in at the moment. So we're back up. Monthly hasn't closed, but we're retesting these highs, bouncing from this. Mananas has caught this down here, very nice, and it's continued very, very high. Who knew that was going to happen? But maybe Mananas has got a crystal ball, or he's getting better than me. Oh. So here we've got this upper end, and then we've got this sort of lower end of that overall range. The solid body candles here. So what is going on in this area? Let's have a look, because this might get, it's been here once, twice, three. Like the euro, it might not complete. It might push higher. So let's have a little look. Well, we've definitely got a break of that weekly trend from last week. So to me, the weekly is, on the bigger picture, is now in sync for longs. Okay, because of this break, and not only that, close and removal of that whole supply area. So if price drops down to here, I'm more interested in looking at potential double bottom. So I'd want to play right near the extremes with a possible fake out to be able to go long again, because my target is here. This is a double bottom scenario, but this might not happen. We might pull back. What was supply become demand? Let's have a look on the daily, what's going on in this area. And there is a very, very nice daily level. What was taken out here as well, supply, and a nice demand level there. I just want to get that removed. So let's draw this in. So we have got this nice demand, and notice we've not had any decent pullback. So I'll be looking for longs from here at this moment in time, being aware where we are on the big picture. Okay, so potentially this could break and continue lower, but this is the opportunity I see at the moment. But what if it doesn't retrace down here? Let's drop down to a 240 and have a look what's going on. This is the 240, which is the weekly candle. So when we drop into this daily area, I want to be doing this early in the week, because I want a reaction to create a wick on the weekly. Okay, a wick on the weekly. And if it drops to here and bounces high, because we have got an A, B, E, which is around this level, this would be my area, first opportunity to join that weekly candle. Okay, 240 trend weekly candle. So we might open, drop, and then rally, creating a nice green candle by the end of the week, and that'll be the wick where we get in on this area. And if it drops to this double bottom, Like I said, it's going to be with caution a little bit. I'll take multiple targets on that one. But if we do drop into here, your first target is going to literally be up where this solid body candle is, big picture. So if we do drop into here, that's my first target. If we drop down into here, depending on what the structure is, I might have a first target here, second target, and then see if we can catch the momentum to the upside. So this is what's potentially looking, and if the euro follows the gold, then we may break out on that euro to the upside. So in the morning, we might see something along that lines. And that is pretty much it. I don't think there's worth us dropping down any lower, because I want to see a wick on that weekly. The weekly I can't see being just solid red. We probably have some form of pullback, and I don't see anything else to lean on except for this 240 trend line here. That's my opportunity here. Everything else is just not playing the odds. Now, one more thing coming back to the euro. The other thing you can do with this is, once you've got the 30 or the 15 and it's showing a downtrend, so as an example, we do break lower like this and we've got this downtrend, watch the 1 minute structure in this area, because a break in that structure, stop above, ideally above the trend line, would be a way to continue that move down to this target, and then take off some of the position and hold for this area. And if you take off some of your position here, just move your stop to break even. And then if it rallies and stops you out, don't chase it. If the structure's changed, wait for whatever happens and a new break of structure. Okay, and if we've made a new high like this, ideally we want to be breaking that structure first, and then watch for the pullback, and then down, and then look for the 1 minute pullbacks in here. So then you're confirming the direction, and you should have plenty of room to this target, hopefully. Now, if there's no room to targets, then maybe I don't take a trade, and that'll be posted in the Discord group. So that's pretty much the market analysis done on the euro, dollar, and the gold. I will see you in the Discord group during the week. Safe trading.